What's up, guys? It's Joe from the Joe and Shop Show here with a new little series type thing. I don't know what it's going to be, but I think it's just going to be me talking about a topic that I want to talk about, something that I have an idea about that I want to talk about. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't even know if it's going to be a regular thing, but I did want to talk about this today about WWE having less pay-per-views. Now, we've talked about this a little bit more on the podcasts, but I just wanted to get more like clarification as to what I want them specifically to do, or a couple ideas, and then you guys in the comments can let me know what you think they should do as far as pay-per-views go. I think most people would say that they have a lot, maybe a little too many, but these are just my thoughts. So obviously I do want less pay-per-views, as the title implies, but as to why, I think the obvious answer is that matches will seem more important and they'll have more time to build it. Now, I said this last week, NXT takeovers used to happen 4 times a year, and that made every match on it mean something. And, when you wanted Sami Zayn to win the NXT championship, you wanted him to win that Fatal 4-Way because you knew very likely, because the NXT title, I don't think it changed hands on NXT TV since Bo Dallas won it from Big E. And that was even before NXT pay-per-views were a thing, or NXT events or whatever. So, it was a big deal. Everyone wanted Sami Zayn to win it as soon as possible because they knew if he lost, he would have to wait like another, couple months before he gets another shot at it. And so, it's a lot better than, let's say, waiting for someone to get the title. Oh, they'll get it next month, or, they'll get it at the next pay-per-view. Something like that. Like Roman, if he wins at the Royal Rumble, which I think there's a chance of, the Roadblock will just be like, oh, well, he'll get it. Roman will get it next month, or something like that. And that mentality, I don't think it's good. Could you imagine, take what we have right here. So my idea for the pay-per-views are, you do half SmackDown and half Raw exclusive. 12 pay-per-views a year, approximately, maybe 13. Obviously, there's a couple that share, and I'll get to that. So take this for example, all right? Let's say they do 6 pay-per-views a year, approximately. I'll get more into detail later, but let's just say that's what they're doing, okay? What were the last 6 main events? Let's count Royal Rumble, Kevin Owens, Roman Reigns, Roadblock, Kevin Owens, Roman Reigns, Hell in a Cell, Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, Night of Champions, Night Clash Champions, Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins. Okay, that's 4. So let's take 4, put it to the NXT formula. So that's old NXT. So that's a whole year of content. Could you imagine a whole year of nothing but Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns? Could you imagine a year of what we're doing right now? No. Because of that, things move faster. And everything just feels more fluid, and matches on those pay-per-views matter more. You look at these promotions now who don't do events that often, and they're doing great matches because they have a lot of build, like NXT. All their matches pretty much have great build. The last NXT tag title match was great because it built from the previous one before it and onto it. So feuds that last long through multiple pay-per-views mean a lot too, because they've been going on a very long time. I think people are sick of filler as well. All these filler matches on TV, Kevin Owens, Chris Jericho, stuff like that. It's really starting to get to people. Like they just announced for Raw, Roman Reigns defending against handicap Jericho. Everyone's pissed about it, as they should be, because it's a dumb idea and they've been doing it a million times. Now, it's true that some rivalries might not move faster, but at the pay-per-views, it's going to end, or at least something is going to happen. I don't think they would ever, do a big long build and then just have it not mean anything. So, at least I hope I don't. Who knows with them? But what I would like to see is Royal Rumble in January. Obviously, it has to be shared. As for February, I'm torn on this because while it does make sense to have 2 pay-per-views, I feel like they should have Fastlane or something like that be shared, because it's really hard to make a good card for in between Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. Like this year's Fastlane didn't really have much, to offer, except a couple matches, but it really serves it as a WrestleMania building block. So I wouldn't mind seeing that pay-per-view be shared by both brands. Obviously, WrestleMania would be shared. And then, you go into Payback, Extreme Rules. One show gets Payback, one gets Extreme Rules. And then rather than Money in the Bank, I would actually move the Money in the Bank ladder match back to WrestleMania, because now that's a split show, both brands, and there's no more Intercontinental ladder match. You could have a Cruiserweight ladder match, but I'd rather see Money in the Bank back than that, personally. I don't know if that's just me or not. And I know Money in the Bank is a big show, but they could replace it with something equally as good, I think. The Money in the Bank ladder match was always a good fit for WrestleMania, I think. And honestly, it's just, with the schedule I have, it works, because you can't really have the Money in the Bank pay-per-view go to one show over the other. So after WrestleMania, Extreme Rules, Payback, some other thing, Battleground, 2 and 2. Then you go into SummerSlam, which is shared. Then you have September, October, SmackDown, Raw, and then Survivor Series, and then someone gets December. And then I don't know what you would do about that, because that's uneven, but you maybe stick in another one in, January or end of December, something like that. I don't know what you do. But yeah, that's about 12 to 13 pay-per-views a year. I think that's very, very generous as well, because both shows, I think, put on SmackDown probably better, because I feel like the main events have been better. But more often than not, the pay-per-views are of equal quality, I feel. I mean, maybe potentially they have equal quality, but yeah, both cards are relatively good, I think. But yeah, I think that would be what my pay-per-view schedule would be. It's about 13 pay-per-views a year, so that's not too bad, I don't think, especially since you have 2 brands. And obviously, that's how they used to do it back in the day. SmackDown would get one pay-per-view, Raw would get another. They'd have to wait a really long time for the next one, which I liked. And obviously, because of this, you make TV matches more important. You can have, like SmackDown already does this. They always schedule 1 or 2 or even 3 matches for the next week's show just to make it feel more important. So it's like, oh, we're scheduling this match ahead because it's that important. Impromptu matches are fine, but matches that are scheduled ahead of time are more important. And no, I'm not referring to like a promo at the beginning from Stephanie, like introducing the match, because I think that's lazy. I think announcing it before, like the week before, is good. And even this handicap match with Roman and Kevin and Jericho, sure, we've seen it a million times and we're sick of it, but at least we don't have to hear it get scheduled on Monday. At least now we know it's happening, so it's just going to happen. That's all we can hope for. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the pay-per-view mindset of the WWE currently. I'd like to see them do less, but we have to at least agree that something needs to change. I think people have said, let's go back to having pay-per-views be both brands. I don't agree with that. I don't think that's a good idea, because you have so many titles now. You would have to really, to make each title feel important, you would have to defend them all on the show. So you wouldn't have any grudge matches or anything like that. Every match would be a title match. So I don't agree with that. I think my idea here is what's best. And obviously, there's rumors that they're going to cut down on pay-per-views. I don't know if it's true at all, because February they have Elimination Chamber and Fastlane. I don't know what they're thinking, but I would like to see this happen personally. So yeah, it's my thoughts on pay-per-views. Let me know if you guys like this video. This is kind of a kind of a scramble video. I don't know how it turned out, but we'll see. Thank you guys for watching. And I'll catch you guys on Wednesday with a new episode of Jones Shop. See you then.